Hey RogueTech fans, okay, I got something a little different today. I've got one of the Gladiator Combat Divisional Flashpoints. Why am I doing the Gladiator Combat, you say? Simple, there are 39 of these in the game, and because there are 39, they take the place of so many of the other Flashpoints. I highly recommend you get rid of as many as you can to find the Flashpoints you want. But the other thing you might not be aware of, when you've gone and completed between 5 and 6 of each group, you end up in a Divisional Final, just like this one. Now the Divisionals have harder opponents, better rewards, not much better to be fair, but they're great, and every single Gladiator Flashpoint is fast. They're all one single combat with a single unit, except the ones where of course you get to take a lance, but the vast majority you take just one single mech, so that mech has to be designed just for it. I'll show you the mech in a minute, but let's see what it says. Okay, so all of these Gladiator combats, they basically go through this same text that you will see. What you will notice is that they do warn you that for easy contracts you need at least a 55 ton. It doesn't mean you have to take up to a 55 ton, you can take bigger, you can take lower, it's entirely up to you. Hard contracts 75 to 100. Now I've done a lot of these using actual 55 ton mechs. I did one-etters last season. I built a single Gladiator one-etter and it destroyed the opposition. It was quite good fun, but you had to keep moving really fast. This season I've got a Black Rose. No, not the super heavy. You can't take super heavies to these. You're limited to a maximum of 100 tons. The other important thing is bring a really good pilot. I mean, you need someone that's even the most simple missions. The basic one you will come up against is a single mech, but you can also come up against 2 full lances of mechs. And then when it comes to these divisionals, they're much harder, so make sure you're ready for this. Okay, so it says there's no penalty for skipping, so if you want, you can always pull out. It's not a problem. And because there are 39, you will see so many of these in the game. Right, before we actually jump into the Flashpoint, I'm just going to go to my mech bay to show you my Gladiator mech. So this is a Black Rose that I built. I've also got this alternative, a Pyromaniac, which is also a really excellent Gladiator. But the majority of the time I've used my Shrike, the Black Rose Shrike. So why have I used this? It's one of the Jade Falcon mechs. It has Jade Talons. It's really good at DFAs. Yeah, this thing could do with upgrading still. I've only got the single plus DFA damage and only one of those, and only the self damage protection, 2 pluses, 1 each again. But the most important things, gyro brawlers, these are hard to get. They come as fixed equipment on a few mechs like the Wolverine X, and in order to get them you've got to take it out without destroying the central torso, and you'll find it in salvage. I've also got RTO Vibroclaw on this one. You'll notice this mech only has 1 arm, but it means it can still punch the... basically when I've jumped on them, if they survive that, I then punch them in the head and hopefully they die. I've got a Plasma Lance which further increases the damage of my punching, and I've got a jump pack booster to get further distance. Of course, basics in there, you've got to have extra armour. You've got to have something like Hardened Ferrofibrous to survive, because if you're fighting a lot of mechs with just one, it's tough going. Now, I am using a melee mech with this one. I actually wouldn't advise a melee mech, because the vast majority of mechs you come up against in these are actually designed for melee, so be careful. Let's go and fight it. Right, so this is one of the easy divisionals. I've actually completed all of the others. I have, of course, turned Foggy off so that you guys can see what's going on, because you want to be able to see that, don't you? I may as well go for maximum salvage, because there are some really interesting little mechs that drop in the divisionals. You won't see them anywhere else. Okay, for whenever I do this, I use Oddball. He's my specialist Shrike pilot. You can see he's got 41 affinity for this thing. It keeps dropping back to 40 because he doesn't often go and pilot anything. And of course, there's my lovely Shrike. So let's deploy.
Reactor online, sensors online, weapons online, all systems nominal.
Here we go. Now we're in an urban environment, so it's always the same urban environment whenever you do one of these flashpoints. You will see that we'll find out what we're up against. We have got, what have we got? I can't even see what type of mech that is from here. We'll find it when we get closer. We might have just a single mech to fight in this one, but I doubt it. I'm sure there's other ones out there. In fact, you can see there are quite a few out there, because while we can't now see in the logs, it's added, what, 3 different mechs, I think? That's not so bad, is it? But there might be a second group. So the first group always appears within this area here. The second group, if you're going to have one, are always up here. So the key with the Gladiators is you basically just beat them. As I said earlier, there are 39 of these. So you want to be you want to be clearing a few, because otherwise they do block access to a lot of the other flashpoints. And of course, once you've completed the 5 to 6 in each group, it unlocks one of these divisionals. Right, so what have we got? I've gone and jumped behind the building, so I'm in cover, because you'll notice with the gyro that I've got on board here, I'm able to get the 60% basic defense. Now, none of them have appeared at this stage, so I am going to reserve, I think.
While our armies are advancing so fast,
here we go, we've got Vulcans.
out to be heroes, we are holding ourselves in reserve.
Now, it does look as though there is only the one Vulcan. However, I'm not going to be able to jump on it because I don't have line of sight. You cannot DFA unless you can actually see the darn thing. So, I'm going to put Phantom on, because we know that we're going to end up being shot at next turn. And then I'm going to have to decide where to jump to. I think we're going to take ourselves over here, just to make sure that we've got enough distance he can't come in and punch us, and so we can see if there's any other units over there.
I've got eyes on hostile reinforcements.
Here we go.
Heading your way.
We've got, as an additional unit, the camera guy. That's right. It's going to be a couple of urban mechs with their cameras built on. These things are funny little things. You only see them here, the UMR60X. So yeah, these are cameramen that are taking illegal footage. We can't let that get out now, can we? Right, so it looks as though we are against just the 3 units, the 1 Vulcan and their 2 cameras. What I'm hoping is now, because we're going to have
a hero is some type of weird
what you've noticed,
not some nut who takes on 3 tigers.
What you've noticed is Oddball talks too much, but I've accidentally left the blue particle shield and I forgot how fast they go and where become critical. So let's turn that off quick. I should have saved that until I jumped in now. Never mind. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to try and jump on him, which we can't. Why can't we jump on him? Did I not leave line of sight? Oh, no, you're kidding. Okay, what we're going to do, we're going to reserve out to let them go first. We already have Phantom on. Why can't I exit? What's going on? This is very peculiar. It's not actually letting me press the exit button, so I can't exit. Okay, well, we'll just jump away and then get him to come around the corner for me. That's fine, not a problem. Has my escape key broken on my keyboard? I don't know. Here he comes. Right, as you can see, this particular Vulcan is set up for a lot of flamers by the look of it, and heat. Let's have a look when we get a chance. Yep, he's got... Oh no, he's going to jump on me. Thankfully he missed. That could have been nasty if it had hit me. Now I have the choice here. I could either punch him, which is going to be a 99% chance with the 256 damage, or I can jump on him. I think we'll go for a punch. And we'll move over to this square here. Is that actually... That's not in the trees. Unfortunately, he set the trees alight, so I cannot get inside trees. So what I'm going to do... I can't actually back myself up against the building either. Right, I'm just going to go behind him and punch him. Here goes.
Go more negative waves. Have a little faith, baby.
Oh, there we go. That's punched a great hole through him.
Could probably use some armor.
Okay, that's the main unit down. The Vulcan has been destroyed.
No, it ain't.
Right, so what have we got? We've still got these 2 camera guys coming across from the other side of the field. So we're going to head our way over there.
Drinking wine and eating cheese and catching some rays, you know.
Now, I've actually set the volume too loud in my headphones for this mission, but if I turn it down, it messes up the volume in game. So it's like I'm getting drowned out while I'm thinking. Yeah, I was playing some PvP earlier in Warcraft, and yeah, I just wanted to be able to hear what was going on better, so it's a bit too loud. Anyway, here come the camera guys. So 2 urban mechs.
Crazy. I mean, like, so many positive waves. Maybe we can't lose. You're on.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to just jump behind this wall here so that I can stay hidden. I mean, they're not that scary. I think, what do they have? AC-10s, was it? Let's have a look and see if we can get hold of one to look at. Yeah, they've got an AC-10, a machine gun, and a small laser, so it's not
Right.
too much.
Hey, look, you know, if those engines are turning over, we can sneak right up the edge of town. Nobody will hear us, right?
I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to jump up behind this mech here. We're going to put vigilance on so we get maximum bracing out of cover, and then we'll just shoot it with our large, small, improved heavy
Tiger
lasers.
has only one weak point. That's its ass. You gotta hit it point blank, and you gotta hit it from behind.
Okay, I thought he was... Yeah, of course, Urbamechs have 360-degree arc of fire, because those little things can spin around. Right. I'm too far away to actually melee him with a punch, but I can certainly jump on him, and I love jumping on things with this mech of mine. Phantom on first, because obviously that massively decreases the chance you're going to be hit. As you can see, we got ×2, 2 legs, 140 damage, 99% chance to hit.
Always with the negative wave, warrior.
Oh, straight through the head.
I mean, like, so
You got decapitated.
Hey, Kelly, what the hell's going on out there, man?
Now you'll notice Oddball always complains whenever he does a DFA, and that's because it always damages your own legs. But you can see because of the hardened ferrofibrous, that one's already full again, and that one's only 11 points short, so that's not
Looks like
so
we're
bad.
gonna find ourselves another bridge.
Right, what I could do is I could jump over there and shoot, but I'm going to reserve and let him go first, so that he can come up the slope to find me. Gosh, they've got really low
Well, our
initiative.
armies are advancing so fast that everyone's knocking themselves out to be heroes. We are holding ourselves in reserve.
Okay, he could not come up to find me, but I
Have
can
a
still
little
jump over
faith.
there and shoot him, and then next turn I'll just put vigilance on just to make sure I can go first, and then we'll punch him.
You're crazy. Now go on, get down into your hole.
Okay, so going up behind, I mean, what I should probably do, because I do have some bone claws now, I could swap that vibro claw for a bone claw, because even though it's an RTO vibro claw, the bone claws from the Halloween event are still better. So, gonna punch this guy in the head. We've got our lance, we've got our improved heavy lasers, let's kill him.
That's my other dog imitation.
Oh, straight through the cockpit.
Crazy. I mean, like, some...
It's still up. No, it ain't.
That's what I love about punching. It is so effective at headshots. Anyway, there we go. So that is the 3 mechs done for this divisional round of Gladiator combat. So let's see what rewards we get.
Mission successful.
Okay, so we got 587,000 payout, not too shoddy. As you can see, the mech is like, well, it's not really taken any damage at all, has it? That's the key though for gladiators. Don't be afraid of them, but bring yourself a mech that has been designed for it. It's got to be tough, it's got to be able to take heat, because a lot of the enemies you face are designed to shut you down. They're also quite hard to shut down themselves, so you're not always best trying for heat. But yeah, toughness, heat, damage, you'll be fine. I mean, the gladiators are quite good fun, and like I said, they're nice and quick. I mean, you saw how quick that was, and that was a divisional final. Okay, I'm just going to accept. I don't really care at this point. I'm not bothered about loot. So we'll just grab a few of these bits, and we'll move on. Okay, here's the loot box. It is a better one than you would get from doing a standard gladiator, but it's still not fantastic. Although that's an interesting mech. A gunsmith. I'm not familiar with that one. Okay, yeah, that sounds fun. And we got a whole bunch of peel and stick armor. I mean, this is the easy one. If you played the hard one, you do get better rewards. But even so, it's a fun little mission. So that was it. That was a Gladiator Divisional.
Is cleared for fighting.
And it was actually my final Gladiator Divisional. So that is all 39 Gladiator Flashpoints completed for me this career. That's why I recorded it for you. So you can see that, you know, what you get in a Divisional, they're not too hard. The sort of mech you need. I mean, it's so varied, the sort of thing you can take. As I was saying, I did it in a 55-ton Juanetta last season. You can do it in pretty much anything, but you are limited to a 100-ton maximum. Just be aware that those little things that you're fighting are often designed for melee. So they will DFA, they will kick you, they will punch you. Be careful. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this quick little flashpoint, and please subscribe to my YouTube, and yeah, tell all your friends, and I'll see you all on the battlefield.